Welcome back. Okay, today's video is going to be a little bit different. So in the last couple months, Seint has started releasing its bestsellers list to us artists and sharing the top 20 products from the previous month. So in today's video, we're going to talk about it. I had been going back and forth of like, do you think people would want to see this? Do they want to see the behind the scenes? Are they interested? And when I was talking with one of my followers, she was like, oh, that'd be so fun. Like, something mindless, just to sit back, see what everybody's buying, see what's popular. We were talking about how so I have January's for you today. And January was the après-ski collection launch, right? So a lot of the products are dictated by that. But then you have the staples. We're getting our hair done today, by the way. It's driving me insane. Today's the day that the grays or the silvers go away. I digress. Back to our programming. So your monthly roundup is going to be influenced by what was released the month before, right? And then also what's in the staples. So I've got the top 20 and we're going to go through them 20 to 1 and then we'll do a quick makeup look. I've already put my base makeup on, so I color corrected under my eyes and my redness. I put on my main highlight shade and did a little bit of contour, and I was not in the mood to brighten today. So no brightener, which is just Seint's kind of word for concealer, and let's jump right in. So starting at number 20, because we've got all our goodies. Okay, starting at number 20 is not this palette. But what I did do is I went through and pulled out anything that was in the top 20. So let's get to swatching. Top 20, you guys, was Hollywood Lip and Cheek. This is an OG. It is basically like a dupe for NARS. Oh gosh, bag down. It's basically like a dupe for NARS Orgasm. And it has a peachy pink undertone it's a satin, and it has just the slightest bit of a golden, I don't even want to call it a shimmer, but it has a little bit of a golden glow to it. It is your dual purpose lip, cheek, and if you can wear something on the eyes, it actually looks very pretty for just a flush of color on your eyelids. If you can wear a cream on the eyes, I should say, if you could wear something on the eyes. Now, Hollywood, I'm guessing, is on this list because my inclination is it's a popular shade that artists color match to, because there's this very expected thing that happens when you start with a new makeup product, right? You buy the neutrals, you buy the nudes, you buy the ones that you think are I can wear that every day. It's pretty, but it's unassuming. It's not going to be hard to work with. And I see that month in and month out on this bestseller list for the lip and cheeks, and then you get the new release ones that come out, and those hit the list too. But Hollywood is definitely one of those, as is, number 19 is actually my favorite brush. It is the blush and bronzer brush. Now, your brush is gonna look like this. This is how long Seint brushes last. And I will say, I highly recommend if you start with this makeup that you pick up the tools. It's like trying to paint your house with the wrong tools for the paint that you purchased. And when I'm troubleshooting with new clients, it's almost always one of two things. Too much product, not using the correct brushes. So your brushes will look like this. Why do I have this one? Because I've been using this makeup for almost 5 years now, and this is my original brush, and this is the old design. It even has the old name. Did you guys know, can you see this on here, that Seint was originally called Mascara with a K-A-R-A at the end, after the founder, Cara? And it was funny because at that time we didn't have any mascara. We just got it 7 or 8 years later. But anyways, the tone of your brush will look like this. This is my favorite brush to apply with for a beginner because the density of this side is thick enough that it's an easy application to get coverage with, but not so dense that it's hard to blend or you pick up too much product and it looks cakey. So after I do my color correction, this is what I press on my main highlight shade with. You can even squeeze these brushes a little bit if you are I need one brush. That's what my budget calls for right now. And you can get in there and do your contour with it. Not good for under eye brightening, too big, right? So you would have to use your finger or a correct brush for that. But then it also has this light, fluffy side, which is so nice for applying your bronzer. You can press on a lip and cheek here and then put it all together. This is my ride or die. I recommend this to almost every new beginner, unless they want literally the lightest application, or they are like, give me full coverage and full coverage only, and then we tweak the brushes. But blush and bronzer is the 19th most popular product in the month of January. What do we got at number 18, y'all? At number 18 is definitely a popular shade for the lovers of something neutral that packs just the tiniest bit of a punch. And then I'm guessing this is also a highly popular color matching shade. It is for me. This is Madrid. It is very soft. It is very neutral. Yes, it is warm, where you're going to see the difference between Hollywood and Madrid, right? A little bit more pink. And look how close they look in the tin. Hollywood and Madrid, look how different they look on the arm. I mean, I guess that looks kind of similar when you hold it like that, but I digress. Madrid is great. It's great for pretty much any skin tone, as long as you are, I would say, sandy, hazel, or under. If you get into more of the deeper highlight shades, then you're going to want to go with something closer to sandstone than you would with Madrid, because it'll have enough punch for your level of melanin in the skin. What do we got with number 17? I could not be more in agreement that one of the lip oils needed to be on this bad boy. This is Marshmallow. I keep going back and forth. I am naturally somebody, look how good it is. Okay, it's hydrating. It's one of those lip oils that does feel like an oil. So it feels like it penetrates the lips, leaves a nice like slip. It's not sticky. It does smell like marshmallow. It has a smaller doe foot applicator with actually a little bit of a hole in the middle, so it holds the product in there, and then you have like enough when you're only doing it one time. It does have a little bit of an aggressive stopper, which I don't mind, because I want the correct amount of product coming out without having to like go in several times. I can coat my entire lips with this, and it is beautiful packaging. Marshmallow is cool, where our other new shade was Cocoa, and that one is warmer. And originally thought that I'd be drawn to Cocoa as somebody who typically wears warmer shades. But I have just been in my play with makeup era, and I've been going towards cooler shades. Even like some of the crazy like bluish lavender undertoned lip products on the market. I'll start showing you guys. So a little backstory on me. I was a makeup girly when I was younger. This was a good, 20 years ago almost now that me and my friends have been married, maybe closer to 15. I did several of my friends' wedding makeup, and I'm not a professional makeup artist in that way, but I love makeup. And then something happens and your skin just, did you wake up one day? I can literally vouch for this. I woke up one day and I was like, what happened to my face? And then it got a little worse before it got a little better, with hyperpigmentation after having kids, insane hormonal acne, which I'm sure was a combination of some health stressors we had in our life, as well as probably perimenopause and, all the things that happen when you turn 35 to I'm now 42. So my skin was awful. And my under eyes are still one of my hardest points of contention. When I don't drink enough water, they look the worst. And let's face it, I don't drink enough water. I love me some coffee. I really do. But with all that being said, I got rid of all of my makeup. I was just in a place where I'm like, this is just waste, right? You're not supposed to keep this stuff beyond a year. I keep it a little longer. Don't tell anybody. And I'm wasting this stuff because I'm not wearing it. It doesn't look right on me. I'm no longer 20, picking out anything I want at the MAC counter and not even worrying about trying it because it's just going to look good because, your skin is skinning at 20, right? And then I found Seint. And now I am back hardcore in my makeup girl era. Makeup girl era 2.0. Like Sephora, Ulta, the drugstores, they probably love me right now. Because I feel like once you find a complexion product that works, all the other stuff is fun again. So I got blushes. The one thing I never stopped was lippies. It's a problem, but listen, it's fun. I'll start sharing more with it here. But anyways, Marshmallow. I've been digging cools this whole winter season, and maybe it's just because I'm constantly looking at snow. I don't know. But anyways, this is Marshmallow. She totally deserves to be on the top 20 list. She's 17. At number 16, we have the Lash comb. Show you guys how to use this later, but tell me it's not adorable. First of all, I'm a packaging snob. I'll be the first to admit it. It is one of the reasons why I'm sometimes deterred from drugstore, because makeup is fun for me and I enjoy things that look pretty, and I'm willing to pay a little bit more for good packaging if the product quality is also there. And then of course there are things from the drugstore that I just buy because they're super good. But look at the packaging. Look at, it's so pretty. This is the comb. How easy is that to travel with? You're not going to get it like stuck in stuff. You're not going to have them bending, and it works fantastic. If you like a straight comb, the whole purpose of this is to like, when you get when your lashes are like stuck together or you get glopping from your mascara, this will help separate it. And I don't know why, maybe it's the way that I sleep, but do you ever feel like you have lashes that like, they're all supposed to be going this way and then you have like one that's like, you're like, girl. That is the Lash comb coming in at number 16. And now we have, from the new releases, Purple Rain. And I believe that Purple Rain deserves to be higher in the list, because I'm absolutely, this is one that I have been reaching for over and over and over again since it came out. Semi-gloss formulation. It is cool. It looks terrifying, but this is what it actually looks like. And the beauty of understanding the different ways that you can apply this product is you never have to put this, nor do I recommend that you grab it and swipe it onto the face. And I feel that way about pretty much most bronzers, blushes, things like that. You need to make sure that it's worked into the brush and that the product has dissipated. And I'll show you that here in a little bit, but it allows you to control the quantity. So you can have just a little punch of color. You can build it up to something amazing. But what I love about this, amongst the fact that I think the color is gorgeous on the skin, it leaves the most beautiful stain on the lips. And you can line your lips and wear something over top and basically get like 6, 8, 10 hour punch of color. And I love that. I love that because not all, so I will say like there are far superior lip products to Saint's lip products when we're talking about the dual lip and cheek products. But I feel that way about pretty much every dual lip and cheek. Like there's not a lot out there where I'm like the formulation works equally well on the cheeks as it does on the lips. And these guys work fantastic on both. Now, as somebody who doesn't like a matte finish, this is a semi-gloss, so it has a little bit of a glow to it. But with that being said, I'm still going to put something on top of it because that's just how I am. So that, you guys, was number 15. Coming in at number 14 is from the launch, Raspberry. So, I know. Life's been life, and girl said I haven't caught you live in forever. So this is Raspberry, and I think it's going to be perfection for the spring. There are certain shades that I'm drawn to at certain seasons. For me, this is my season I'm in right now. This is what I'm encroaching on. We got sun in the last 2 days. Do you guys see the sun? We've had sun for 2 days. So now I'm immediately like, yes, give me this. So this is Raspberry, same formulation, looks absolutely beautiful. And it's the super popular like pink bubblegum from Lawless, like all of that punch of pinky purple that is super trendy right now. That's your girl Raspberry. And Raspberry came in at number 14. Coming in at number 13 is a hard no for me. The Feather Blotting Dust. Oh gosh. Well, one, I think I just broke it. But I also very much dislike it for its regular use. That's right. I put all the purples away for summer. Bring on the pinks. Okay, I did break it, so take that into consideration. Seint has 2 translucent setting powders. We have the OG wonderful Vanilla Dust, which is perfect for pretty much anybody except my oily skin girls. It's probably just not enough for the oily skin girls. There's something about how finely milled it is where It sets without being cakey, without being tacky, and it does a beautiful job on crazy under eyes like this without feeling like I'm wearing a powder. Now, if I need like wedding day, 12-hour, 14-hour makeup, I'm going to go with like a loose setting powder or something more intense. In a pressed powder from Kosas, from Makeup by Mario, something like that, Laura Mercier. But on the daily, it's Vanilla Dust for me. Now, this is the newest one. This is the Feather Blotting Dust. And to me, that looks like an illuminator. And I really enjoy it as an illuminator. Similar to the Hourglass palettes that are out there. It's that super finely milled. But you guys, it's like mica. It's like shimmer. And I've seen a lot of mature skin artists using it and recommending it. And I don't know if we just didn't get the same product, but it's a little hard to tell. I do not want this level of mica or shimmer under my eyes. It does not sit well. Anything that has that level of texture that you put something glowy on, kind of like as that last step, that glow is reflective. So it's going to reflect off and emphasize that texture. Unless you can find the perfect balance, you can't use a puff in that way. It would have to go with a brush and it'd be very, very, very thin. Now, like I said, if you want to use this as an illuminator or you want to set your makeup and you want some glow outside of highly textured areas, that's great. My only issue is I don't think it's truly translucent. It leaves a white cast. So as an illuminator, yes. But when I set my makeup, I'm not always keen on changing the tone. And if it is, I want it to be either like the pink or the yellow that's meant for my skin tone, not something white. That's just my feelings. I'm just being honest. If you have mature skin, I do not recommend the Feather Blotting Dust. If you do not have mature skin, you're probably going to absolutely love it. Feather Blotting Dust comes in at number 13. Coming in at number 12, oh, and I should keep this out of here because it's completely broken, and I can tell you it's not something that I will rebuy. Coming in at number 12 is a product that I will absolutely rebuy. It's the Brow Gel. I will show you how to apply it here in a second when we put on a little bit of makeup. It's fantastic, but like most things, I think there are some nuances to really loving it, and I will tell you what those are. Number 11 is, and I'm going to guess this is a combo of this shade is really friendly to everybody, plus it's probably highly recommended in color matches. It is Rose Gold Illuminator. This is the one that we have in scented perfumes. This is like right down the middle of like skin tones. It's not too light. It's not too dark. Yes, it is warm, but you will see it is just kind of easy with, it's just natural, but it gives a beautiful glow. So Rose Gold, no surprise to me. I mean, it might be surprising to me that it's in the top 20 of best sellers, but not surprising to me that it is the number one sold illuminator. Need some help with brows? You got it, girl. She said, I need some help with brows. I ignore them and we need to get it together. And I'm going to tell you something. I ignored mine too. But you're going to see, I'll do one versus the other, how much more alive your face looks, how much more lid space you have to work with, especially if you're somebody like me who has a hooded eye where like that whole part of my eyelid is gone because my hood comes over it. I need as much space as I can get. So the Brow Gel, okay, coming in at number 10, this did surprise me. There's only one eyeshadow on here, but comment below. In addition to the top 20 bestsellers, Seint released a top 10 eyeshadow list, the top 10 eyeshadows that were sold in January. Do you want to see a video on that? We can obviously put a look together, but for those of you that like kind of behind the scenes, like what are the people buying, we can share that. You just give me a yes eyeshadows and we will do that. But there's only one eyeshadow on this list and it surprised me. And I guess it did, but maybe I should have been thinking about it differently. It's Cupcake. So again, like when I was saying before that you kind of go from like you buy the solid products that you know are going to last until you like learn to like really love your makeup and then you're more confident buying some other things. This is Cupcake and it's just whitish cream. It's matte. And maybe as somebody who, so there's kind of a nuance to doing a hooded eye. And sometimes if you have a hooded eye, you're drawn to mattes because you don't want to emphasize texture. You don't want your hood to look bigger. For me, that is the cardinal rule of where you put that base shade is it's a matte, but it's a mid-tone matte, okay? It's for shadowing. It's for creating a shadow, making that eye look bigger. But as you get towards the lid, you really want that lid to pop out. And mattes don't pop. They kind of blur and diffuse. So I'm sure a ton of people use Cupcake as a lid shade because it feels safe. When really, if you could grab something with a finely milled enough shimmer or just little flecks of glitter for your lid, it is now the game of light and dark on the eyes. You're creating that shadow and then you're creating that illumination on the lid. So for me, Cupcake, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because it's just a solid matte whitish cream shade, like probably a little bit more cream than it is. Like you'll see Feather Blotting Dust looks a little more whitey silver. This looks a little bit more cream toned without being like skin toned, more like coffee creamer maybe. But what I do love, the Yellow Marble is my new favorite for my lid. Yes, it is. You guys, the collection that's out right now, the Cozy Collection, has several shades from the Advent Calendar. The Advent Calendar was the most finely milled, buttery soft, multi-tonal shades that look so good on the lid because they will not emphasize texture, but they will pop that lid out. And she was just saying the Yellow Marble from that collection is her new favorite, and they're 100% amazing. One of the awesome things that you can do with shades like Cupcake is you can highlight under the brow on the tear duct and create some openness to the eye without increasing texture, without doing too much. It's beautiful, and it really helps blend other shades. That is Cupcake. Cupcake came in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 was the Mascara Trio. And we will talk about the mascaras here in a little bit. But the Trio was, I'm not sure if it's still available, but it is all 3 new ones discounted. That came in at number 9. Above that was number 8, and sitting closer to the top where it should is the Vanilla Dust setting powder. So you will see, compared to the Feather Blotting Dust, this is Vanilla Dust. You see just that little bit, and that's because it is truly translucent. It's going to leave a matte finish. Here you have that glowing finish. Here you're going to have that mattifying, blurring finish. That is the Vanilla Dust setting powder. She's amazing. Highly recommend for anybody who wants, if you want an all matte finish with Seint, you want to get something like the Vanilla Dust setting powder. But if you just want to set places on your face, Vanilla Dust under the eyes is so much more forgiving than most things on the market. Looking at number 7 is, in my opinion, this is where it is at on the list, not because it's not gorgeous, but because it is a very popular color matching shade. This is Nude. And she is what she says she is. She is nude. Pulls mauve over like a brown nude. So like when people say nude, they have different things in mind. Some people are thinking mauve. Some people are thinking a little bit more in the like brown. Nude for us, it has a brown base, but you'll see it has a little bit more mauve pink, so it is cooler as opposed to warmer. Looks good on the lips, looks good on the cheeks. If you're like, give me one solid blush, like nude is gonna do it for most people. Do I think there's more fun things out there? Yes. But if you're like one thing solid, as long as you're okay with things having a cool tone to them, this is Nude. Okay, so at number 6 is Lash Silk. That's a mascara. At number 4 is Lash Leather. That's a mascara. And at number 1 is Lash Velvet. So the number 1 most bought product was Lash Velvet. So before we go through those, I want to fill in the couple of things in between, and then we're going to do some quick makeup. So at number 5 was the 3D brush. And I have a love-hate relationship with the 3D brush. It's this guy that I was showing you before. Do I think it's a bad brush? I do not. It's called 3D brush, and that's why I think, one, people tend to sell this product as one layer, one brush, slap it on and go. And because this is named the 3D brush and it was one of the originals, this is the brush they typically show it with, where like they put on their main shade, they press on here, then they take this, and I'm not sure in what world we think this is actually do you guys see that? This is not great for under eye, not for color correction, not for brightener. It's so dense, it's so big. While I love this end, I don't love this end. The problem with this end and why I don't recommend it until somebody understands the makeup is it picks up a dang lot of product. And when we're talking about issues with Seint, it's always too much product and I lost my train of thought. Too much product, something else. I just said it earlier. But once you know, like, I can use such little makeup to get the coverage that I want, this end is so easy to work with, and it goes really fast because you know how hard to dip it in or not to get the amount you want, to get the finish that you want. So yesterday over on Facebook, I asked a question. I said, like, what is your favorite thing about Seint? And somebody had said, my favorite thing is that you can truly use such little product and have the outcome that you're looking for. And again, while I think that this is popular because it's called 3D foundation and this is the 3D brush and Seint shows this brush all the time, I don't think it's beginner friendly. Once you know how to use the makeup, highly recommend you pick it up for this end. I just don't love this end. Like, I'm not happy putting this giant thing under my eye trying just to color correct or just brighten in specific places. But it's always on the list and I'm not surprised by that. There are 2 shades left here at number 3 and at number 2, and then we're going to do this thing. We have at number 3, no surprise, from the new release was our girl Huckleberry. We all knew that she was going to be the favorite. Incredibly wearable, so beautiful. It looks great on the lips. It looks great on the cheeks. It's going to be great all year long. You can put a base color down, pop it up. I did that in I think in my video today. I started with some Huckleberry to create depth, and then I put Tropicana like just right here to create warmth, and you get that beautiful depth and warmth, and it's just really good, and it pulls more cool than it does warm. So all of these in this new release pulled cooler, more cool than they did warm. So it shows up with that purple undertone as opposed to a red undertone. When we're talking about cool and warm, everything about makeup comes down to color. So when we're talking about cool, we're talking about this side of the color wheel. When we're talking about warm, we're talking about this side of the color wheel. And that's basically like based on the color you have under your skin, certain things pull certain ways. So my friend Brittany's on here and we'll use her as an example. Every time she wears anything that is warm, okay, meaning red based or orange based, it looks orangey coral on her skin. And that's because something about her undertone is going to pull colors orange. So when she's looking for a red lip, she can't wear a traditional red lip. She has to wear a berry toned red lip to get anywhere near the color red. That's the craziness of how makeup works. But that's why having like different shades that go together, that are kind of opposite each other, they can really play with how your makeup ends up looking. But these guys here are darker where you're going to see some more warmth here. And this, we have one more, is the top 20 when it comes to shades. And I was surprised by this one because it is my favorite bronzer, okay? This is Bella bronzer. This is like, I think Seint only had one bronzer for like years. And it is so good. The tone, the way that it applies, it has a sheerness to it. It is not too orange. It's just my favorite. And it looks good on so many people. But lately, what has been above that one is Xanadu, which is not surprising. It was a new product, but it held above Bella for a while. Now, my favorite is Bella over Xanadu. But I wear Xanadu constantly because this isn't like one, it's literally a matter of preference. So this is Xanadu. This is Bella mixed with Glow Illuminator. So you have Xanadu here, which I mean, they're not all that different. But I have been mixing Bella and Glow Illuminator together on their own for years. And then they put it in this tin. For me, and I know it's not showing this way on the swatches, Bella looks darker, just a little bit more depth and a little bit more muted than Xanadu. Not that I don't love this. I will go more towards this in the summer. I like Bella, and I still mix it with Glow, but I get more Bella than I do Glow in that way. This one, I feel like I get more Glow than I do Bella. It's just my opinion. But Bella made not only the top 20, she was number 2, the number 2 most purchased product, and Xanadu didn't even make the list. And I think they've been sending us this list for like 2 or 3 months now. Xanadu's been on the list every time. So maybe people are in their winter era. I don't know. Okay, let's do it. Let's apply a couple of these and we'll call it a day. If you guys like this style of video, if it's like something different and fun, let me know and we'll do more of it. Okay, let's put on some, let's fix the eyeballs, okay? So let's talk about, first off, the brow gel. So this is the Archangel brow gel, okay? So it has a little bit of a stopper, but I would say not enough to go right in with this quantity. I'm obsessed with this brush, but I do love it more when I wipe off any excess because I like it to comb through as thin as possible. My goal with a brow product, and everyone's different, it's a matter of preference, is I want my brows lifted. I want them to hold. I do not want them to feel like crunchy. And I want it to stay without turning my brows white or like murky over the course of the day. So what I like to do is slowly go through. And if you're just getting started with brows, just slowly go through them, comb them off your lid, okay? Get them up, tail out, and then you can either, laminate them back with your finger. You can take a spool. See, this is why you want to be careful about not laminating with your finger if you have makeup on your finger. Look how foggy that looks right now. And that's what I don't want. So we're going to go back in with our spoolie and get the makeup product out of there. And I'm just going to pull them up. And now I'm just going to kind of create an arch because I don't want them like sticking straight up like that. Even though I have crazy brows, okay? So we're just slowly creating the shape that we want. I'm not even going to fill them in. I have been filling them in more than normal because they're getting very sparse, but today is not that day, okay? So do you see the difference between how wonky this looks and how much heavier my eye looks over here than over here? But I do feel very confident that this product performs best when you get the excess off the wand. And I think it is a fantastic brow product and I've tried a lot. If I had to pick between the wax, like the wax in here and this one, I would pick this one only because I just like the comb on this better. The lamination is really good and I don't have to worry about other makeup getting in. Yes, it's clear. And I don't have to worry about other makeup getting in it, making it look a little murky. But I still like the wax in here. Like, I just find it so easy to use, but this would be the superior product in my mind. Okay, now that the brow, I should do the other one. Ah. Ooh, did you guys hear my stomach? Okay, so let's get this off. We'll make this fast. Comb it in, slow, pick it up. I'm not gonna use my finger this time because I'm confident from swatching. I have makeup all over. We're gonna slowly go through with the spoolie to make sure that we've got the least amount of product that we need to do the job, and then we're just gonna kind of tailor it down. There we go. Easy peasy. Let's go in now, because I'm gonna use some of the Bella bronzer on the eyes. Let's go in. So I'm gonna take the smaller end of the blush and bronzer brush because of where this is sitting in here. And I'm gonna put on a little bronzer. Actually, you know what we can do? Let's remove nude. And let's put our rose gold right next to it. Now we have more space. We can go in, we can do a little dual Bella Bronzer Rose Gold combo. I'll make sure this matches over here. We're just gonna press. We don't wanna move anything, so just press, keep it diffused. Go back here, down the neck. Now, I'm gonna go in, and because the only eyeshadow shade we have is Cupcake, again, let me know if you guys wanna see the top 10. And let's grab a small brush, small end of the blend brush. Let's go into our Bella. We're gonna use this as our crease shade. So, eyes open, above the crease. Above the crease. I want to be able to see it when my eyes are open. Outer corner, so I'm going to close my eye. I'm just feathering this in. We're just shaping the eye. And we're using simple method here. We're using our creams. While we're here, let's go in to a little Hollywood, okay? And I'm just gonna add, see just that little punch right here. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My stomach is like crazy hungry. All right. Now I'd already color corrected my eyes, so I have a very neutral base. We'll put a little bit of Cupcake on there so that you can see, but if I was gonna use creams on my eyes, I would use the Vanilla Dust Setting Powder to set it or an eyeshadow to set it. But look how easy that is to use the products that you already have to create an eye look. Then if you wanna clean it up, because let's say you got a little outside the lines, just going in here with a little bit of my brightening shade and pulling up. And now we've made sure we have that lifted look. Feather out the edges. Okay, there we go. You can also use nude on the eyes like this. And again, it's a matter of whether or not your eyes can handle creams. If you can, it's so beautiful. Let's decide. Let's do Huckleberry. Okay, so let's tap in. And I'm gonna get a scary amount of product on the brush. But we are going to diffuse it out, work it into those bristles, and now it's just kind of covering that top. We're gonna go 2 fingers outside the nose, smile. This is outside apple of the cheeks, and we're gonna go up, 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 up. Huckleberry. So good. Use what's left here. Might need a little more. 2 fingers. I'm gonna stay away from your nasal labial folds. We do not want to drag those down with color. But you don't have to be scared of blush when it comes to cream blush. If I had some blush blindness and got real heavy-handed here, I could tone it down immediately by putting some of my main highlight shade on there, and I wouldn't mess up my makeup, and I would tone it down. So you could also pounce your perfector sponge over top. There are so many ways to work with creams, unlike powders or unlike liquids that dry, that you don't have to worry about getting too much. And a lot of people are scared of bolder blushes because they're scared it's gonna look crazy. I promise you, you can play with it. Just play, give it a chance. Okay, let's take our raspberry, put a little bit on our brush. Let's diffuse it out. And let's just go like here and up. So I'm just kind of layering to create just kind of a fun pop of color up the cheekbone. And we will look at what this looks like on the lips too. Okay, now let's go back to our 3D brush. No, I lied. Let's go to our shape brush. This was not in today's thing. It's one of my favorite brushes to do this with though. See how close we got to my eye? This is what I'm talking about making everything fixable. This is my main highlight shade. I'm literally just going to feather out those edges. I'm tapping, kind of flicking down to make sure that that's not too high and it's just nice and diffused. There we go. Let's do some rose gold illuminator. I'm going to take my Perfector sponge. It should be wet right now, but it's not. I'm going to go to that top of that cheekbone, creating that glow. And now I'm just going to press and disperse it. And we have this beautiful illumination. Lovely day, lovely day. Okay, so we used Bella, we used rose gold, we used huckleberry, raspberry. We used a little bit of Hollywood on the eyes. I don't think we have room in our look today for Madrid or Purple Rain. Let me show you Cupcake. So let's take this out so that it doesn't, I like to keep my powders, you guys, on a different level than my creams. One, if you drop your palette and your powders break and they go all over your creams, it's a disaster. But also, because like if I feather into here and I get like dust, I don't want that settling on top of my creams. So let's grab, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab the smudge brush, which is a more dense brush, because what I wanna do, that's not the smudge brush. What I want to do is I want to just pack on a little bit of this on the lid. One, it's gonna set the creams, but you see how we're just gonna wake it up a little bit. So now I've carved out my eye with Bella. I've added a little bit of depth on the outside, a little bit of that Hollywood. Oh, that's what I did not wanna do. Is get it under my eye, which is why I go like this, and I just didn't do it enough. But this is gonna help open the eye. We want our eye color to go from lightest to darkest. Now you could also take the small end of really any brush and get under that brow for just a little finishing touch. So now our brows are lifted. We're kind of creating that illumination right here, which is gonna make it look wider. We've carved out the eye, which is critical for somebody with a hooded eye. And then we added something a little bit lighter on the lid. Again, my preference is something with a pop. However, you do you, girl. Let's talk about these mascaras, put them on, show you the lash comb, and we're gonna call it a video. There are 3 different types. Lash Velvet was the #1 most bought, best-selling product in January. And this is the one for fuller lashes. So this is gonna be like your glam bam, thank you ma'am. People love it. I do not. It's not a product feature, it's an eye feature. The way that my eyes are set. So if you've ever noticed, like when I look certain directions, I have some shadowing here. My eyes are set back and I have like a nice like shelf here, which is what kind of creates that shadowing. But with my eyes being set back, my brow bone also comes forward and is part of why I have that hood. So my eyes are like the most set back part of this whole portion of my face, which means when I go to use a product that has this like bigger, fluffier end, it is very hard. Sometimes when I look down, I can do it, but it's very hard for me to use it all over the eye without getting massive amounts of mascara right here. It's just an eye shape thing. So that is not my favorite, but it is definitely the fan favorite. The other thing that I'm, like if I'm picking, because I have issues with sparse eyelashes and sparse eyebrows, I don't want anything that's not a tubing mascara on my eyelashes because tubing mascaras are easier to get off. they form polymers around your lashes and they basically come off in like tubes with warm water, where other things can be a little bit, one, messier, but they can also be a little bit more challenging to remove. And they're more likely to transfer mascara and have a little darkness here, where with a tubing mascara, you do not. The second most popular was the tubing mascara, and I think it's great. The third most popular was the Lash Silk, and I also think it's great. I'm also not surprised it's the third most popular, so it's the least of the three, and here's why. It is truly meant to be a feather-like application. I've used it in videos before. I think it works great. It's not tubing, but it's not meant to be anything other than like your natural girl. These are perfect for people just getting started with mascara, teenagers, or people that love a natural look. This is going to feather your eyelashes like crazy, but it just doesn't create a lot of pop, but it wasn't meant to. So like this serves the natural makeup, no makeup, young makeup girl who's just learning. This is the tubing mascara girl, and this is the glam. Now, I'm going to be honest. My go-to base for mascara is the Quadra, and here's why. It's not better or worse as a mascara. This has a lash growth serum in it, and I need something that's going to grow my lashes without changing my eyelids color. Have you ever seen people promoting like the wand like that you rub on your lash line for lash growth? I used one. It worked amazing. It turned my eyelid purple, and that's a known issue with it. And anything that's changing the color of my eyelid, I'm not good with because the concern is what it's going to do to your eye because it is a serum. So with that being said, this is what I use as my base, and I found myself putting this over the top. This is like skincare, but it also has mascara in it. If you want a link, it's called Quadra. I'll put it below. But let's just, for the sake of those of you that want to see this tubing mascara, let me show you. I think it does a great job. I was also getting questions about what I thought now that I've been using the lash curlers. I think they're priced completely appropriate for what they do. They are hands down better than the couple of drugstore ones that I used before. They're just way better than those. Now, I did have one really expensive lash curler that I think was absolutely not worth the price. But it did work the best of anyone I've ever had. This one, I think it's perfect. For the price point and the result that you get, I have zero complaints. I use the Half Moon. Again, it's an eye shape thing, and I'm a huge fan. So if you're looking for a good quality, like this is priced right, it does its job, I think you'll be happy with it. Look at that. You guys, it's a really good tubing mascara. Now, I'm only going to do one eye because our video is getting long, but this is where the lash comb comes into place. So if you do your mascara and you notice that you have clumping or you want to separate any of those lashes out, this is what this is for. And it works really nice, and it's super compact, and it's cute, and I love it. And let me show you these couple products on the lips, and we're gonna call it a day. I'm gonna grab a liner. Let's say, no, I don't want that one. I don't see the one that I want, so no. Oh my gosh. Oh, this will be good. Okay, this is the one from Tower 28. I love Tower 28's liners. This needs to be sharpened. Ow. Quick lip look. Whoop, not enough. Okay. Let's line it. Remember, taper in, not out. Our lips are drooping as we age, okay? So go a little up, and bring it in. In. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. So we want to pinch this. We want to make it look pouty, okay? Not outy. Pouty, not outy, okay? This is Paint My Number by Tower 28. Love it. Now I wanted to show you just a light wash. Oh, that's the wrong palette. A light wash of Huckleberry. Tap, tap. This is going to have, it's going to leave a little bit of a stain on the lip, so I'm going to notice that color underneath, and it's just soft and beautiful, and no surprises that it was the #1. But you guys, I have wrinkly, crusty lips, and that is why I always reach for something over top. So let's go with Marshmallow. You know what? I don't want to turn my Marshmallow. I need to get a second one. Okay, do you see how it holds that product in the middle? So it like disperses. I just love that. I usually have 2 because I'm extra, but I like one that keeps the color, and then I like one that I can use as a topper, and I don't care if it changes the wand. So if there's something I love, I have 2. I don't have 2 of everything. Let's take, where's the multitasker? Multitasker brush is just as it says, one that does a whole lot of different things. I'm gonna take Marshmallow, I'm gonna go in the middle to create a pout and hydration. You could go all over, but now we have like that little bit of brightness here. It makes everything look a little bit bigger. And when you have teeny tiny lips like me, that's usually the goal. Okay, you guys, that's it. That is the January top 20 for Seint. Let me know your thoughts. Did we like it? Do we want more of it? Do we want to see one of these every month? Do we want to see the top 10 eyeshadow shades from January and a look or 2 with them? Let me know. We can do whatever it is that makes you guys happy. But that was a little behind the scenes of what was popular this last month. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.